Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Wittenberg University. I'm Dave Williams, along with Sam Monachino. We have NCAC Women's Tournament Basketball tonight. First round game, the Denison Big Red take on our Wittenberg Tigers. Wittenberg looking for a split of a doubleheader here tonight. Unfortunately, on the men's side, the men lose to the Denison Big Red 62-58. So the Wittenberg men have exited. Their season is now over. The women looking for win number 8 in a row. Tamika Williams Jetters team is now 15-7, and they finished the year 10-4 in conference play. Denison finished 9-13, 7-8 in conference play. Of course, Sarah Lee, the coach there, she's been there 33 years. And Sam, this women's team just keeps getting better.
Absolutely, and that's exactly what we were talking about, Dave. First off, great to be with you again. Just being here, in tournament play and kind of seeing the exact same situation we just saw with the guys. Women coming in at the 4, men coming in the 4, going against the Big Red, standing at those 5 positions with the men in the women's bracket. However, you look at the women's team, and you've mentioned it, they are starting to kind of take off, and this is what we were waiting for all season with Coach William Jetters, game plans and ideas and defensive schemes from Coach Perk. So, I think that the women's team are primed for a big game tonight, but knowing that, it's tournament play. Anything can happen, especially against a good team with a veteran coaching staff like the Denison Big Red have.
Absolutely. Let's take a look at the starting lineups first for the Denison Big Red. Starting at a guard slot, 5'7" junior from Groton, Massachusetts, Hannah Wynn. She averages 5.8 points per game. Francesca Cilio is a 5'7" sophomore from Port Chester, New York. She averages 5.6 points per game. Starting at a guard slot is 5'10" freshman Maddie Goodman from Delaware, Ohio. She averages 9.5 points a game. Isa Contreras is a 5'10" forward. She's a senior from San Antonio, Texas. She averages 7 points a game. And Michaela Carpenter, post player, junior, 6 foot from Orville, Ohio. She averages 11 points a game. She rounds out starting 5 for the Big Red. How about the home team, Wittenberg Tigers?
Absolutely.
Sam?
At the starting point guard position, you're going to have Taryn Cash, number 0, coming in with 3.2 points a game. However, she is moving into that starting role from being on the bench most of the season, coming in that 6-man role. Delaney Williams at the other guard, coming in averaging 7.7, the senior out of Lake Forest, Illinois. Abigail Junker, another senior, coming in averaging nearly 12 points a game. Christy Kalis, the all-time Wittenberg leading scorer, a senior, averaging 13.4 points a game. And then Jade Simpson, the girl in the middle, a sophomore forward, averaging 10.4 points a game.
All right, now we will not have a national anthem here tonight because the men played first and they played the national anthem before that game. So we're just going to have the starting lineups and we'll get going. And again, women's tournament play. The winner of this game will, and by the way, I can tell you right now, they are going to play DePaul because DePaul won earlier this evening. They beat Worcester 72-54. They had an early game because the DePaul men's team was also playing at home tonight.
Yes, and DePaul men's team won that one as well against Ohio Wesleyan, I believe.
Yes. This matchup features so here we go. Again, Tamika Williams Jetters team comes in. Wittenberg 15-7, 10-4. Denison Big Red, Sarah Lee, the coach, 9-13, 7-8. But as Sam said, you can't overlook anybody because as soon as you do, that's when you get your butt kicked.
Well, absolutely. That's the joy of this time in the basketball season. There is no vibe quite like basketball tournament play. Personally, I know me and you both love the NFL playoffs, MLB playoffs, but there is something special about college basketball and the tournament and the fact that, whether it be a 1-8, a 1-16, anyone can beat anyone. You just have to find them on the right day.
Yeah, there's something magical about, when they get to tournament time, whether it's high school or college. You're right, because all it takes is one bad game and you're done. And
it's not even one bad game, and that's what's amazing, especially in today's basketball game where, the three-point shot is so huge. If you have just an on-fire night, and as we know, any of these players can go off from 3 because they practice it so often now. You can have upsets, just about any round, which was not common back in the older days of basketball.
All right, they're introducing Hannah Wynn, Francesca Cilio. Now comes Isa Contreras. Then comes Maddie Goodman and Michaela Carpenter. That is a 5. We told you a little earlier. That's a 5 for the Denison Big Red. For Wittenberg, we're going to see Taryn Cash, Delaney Williams, Abigail Yunker, Christy Kalis, and Jade Simpson. Some pretty good players playing their last game tonight here on the Wittenberg floor.
Well, not only great players on the court, Dave, but also off the court. Vocal leaders like Delaney Williams, and then, really lead by example type players like Abigail Yunker and Christy Kalis. It's going to be huge for these girls to next season pick up the baton, that these girls are leaving for them. But we all know that these seniors are not going to just relinquish that, or hopefully tonight.
All right, so we're just about ready to get started here. A couple more girls being introduced, and then we're ready for the tip-off. Decent crowd here tonight. And once again, the men lost 62-58, so Coach Matt Crosey's team finishes the year on the downside, unfortunately. But they had a tough year. They had a lot of things go, not go their way, but they still finished with a over 500 record and a winning record in conference play.
I mean, I know that coming into this season, no one wants to say that the Wittenberg Tigers don't get out of the first round of the NCAC, but if you really look at the details, there's so much that team, has to work on, but there's also so many building blocks for the future.
Yeah.
So, as much as the initial sting can hurt, with a season that's been as difficult as this one, sometimes, putting it to bed and looking forward to the future is sometimes the best thing you can do.
Yeah, and you talk about nobody wants to see Wittenberg lose in the first round, especially when they're playing at home.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't think there's anything better, Dave, than going on the road and beating a team on their home court, but there definitely isn't a worse feeling than being the, favorites at home and then, losing to that underdog.
Okay, the tip goes to Wittenberg. Abigail Yunker with it to Christy Kalis. Over to Taryn Cash. Taryn Cash to Abigail Yunker. Abigail's going to drive in, spin move. Abigail puts a shot with left hand up and in.
Great aggressive start right there from the senior Abigail Yunker, leading by example, as we mentioned earlier, Dave.
Wittenberg averages 66 points a game, gives up 59. And Denison averages 59, gives up 67. Long three put up, no good by Maddie Goodman. Wittenberg with the basketball. Abigail Yunker back to Christy Kalis. Three on the way. Christy Kalis, count it. So Wittenberg off to a quick 5-0 lead here. We played 45 seconds.
Talk about a run-and-gun offensive philosophy right now. Tigers wasting no time in the shot clock to get their good looks off.
Maddie Goodman has a nice pass underneath. She lays it off the glass up and in. Denison Big Red on the board, now 5-2. Back the way, Abigail Yunker saw a lane. Now still with the dribble out to Jade Simpson. Jade Simpson with a three on the way, too strong off the back of the rim. You don't see Jade put up many threes.
Sometimes you're just too open not to take, and that's exactly what we were talking about earlier about the new age basketball where anyone can take a three-point shot. Great steal.
Delaney Williams with a steal at midcourt. And still with the ball, and she still has it. Finally going to dish it off to Jade Simpson. She was on the floor for about 5 seconds trying to get control of the ball. Nobody, and now we have a travel on Christy Kalis. So Tigers turn it over, 8:25. So that was kind of a crazy sequence. Delaney Williams steals the ball. She's on the floor trying to get it. Nobody could tie her up. She was finally able to pass it off to a teammate. And then Christy Kalis tried to drive, and she ended up traveling.
Great job by Contreras being able to get her hand on the ball without fouling there against a very skilled player in Christy Kalis.
Francesca Cilio. Three-pointer on the way. No good. That one was put up by Isa Contreras, and the ball's out of bounds, and they say it's going to be, I think, Wittenberg basketball. There was some discussion there. I didn't know what the discussion was about, but unless maybe they thought somebody touched it.
I think that was it. I think Denison tried to hit it off Wittenberg's shoulder, but I don't think they were able to make contact.
8 minutes left to play. First period, 5-2, Wittenberg on top. Taryn Cash with basketball. Dave Williams, Sam Monachino coming to you from Pam Evans Smith Arena on the campus of Wittenberg University. Abigail Yunker, three on the way, no good. Rebound, Hannah Wynn. Here comes the Big Red down to Isa Contreras. Back to Francesca Cilio. Over in the corner, Maddie Goodman. Maddie Goodman in the corner. Shot put up from the right wing, no good. Rebound, Taryn Cash. That shot was put up by Michaela Carpenter. Taryn Cash quickly down court for Wittenberg. The European step, but she kind of lost control of the basketball, but they say it was touched by Denison. So partially blocked. 5-2, Wittenberg will have the ball out of bounds. Wittenberg 2 of 4 from the floor here early. Denison 1 of 4. Taryn Cash to Delaney Williams in the left corner. Back to Taryn Cash. Taryn Cash with a drive. Taryn Cash shot off the glass, no good, but tipped out of bounds by Denison off the hands of Michaela Carpenter.
Tigers tonight look a lot more comfortable going in that kind of fast-paced, up-tempo offense. Right there was our first look at the half court. There wasn't a lot of movement off ball, Dave. I look to kind of hopefully that improves throughout the night.
Abigail Junker with a basketball over to Christy Kalis. Christy Kalis starts a drive. Christy Kalis goes up for a shot, partially blocked by Maddie Goodman. She's in trouble in the backcourt. Abigail Junker knocks it out of bounds. Coming in the lineup, Gabby Elliott. She replaces Francesca Cilio. Gabby Elliott, a junior from Black Slick, Ohio, I think it says here. Maddie Goodman, shot put up, no good. In and out, rebound, Christy Kalis. Blacklick, Ohio. I was kind of far away, didn't get a good shot. Abigail Junker puts up a 3, no good. Rebound, Jade Simpson. Back to Abigail Junker. Abigail Junker with a drive. Dishes off. Christy Kalis, 3 from the corner. No good. Rebound. Comes down to Michaela Carpenter. So it's 5-2. We're kind of stuck on that score right now. It's been that way for about a minute or so.
And the remarkable thing is both teams are firing up so many shots, it seems like, in the first 3.5 minutes of play. And it is just staying at that 5-2 because I think there is an over-reliance on that three-point arc right now.
Drive, shot partially blocked. Hannah Wynn's shot was blocked. Ahead, Abigail Junker going in for lap. Looked like she got fouled, no call. But Abigail Junker scores.
Great job racing ahead and great pass right there from Delaney Williams. Great connection those two have had
Good
over
assist.
the last 4 years.
7-2. Wittenberg on top, cross court. Hannah Wynn with the basketball inside to Maddie Goodman. Back to Hannah Wynn. Hannah Wynn to Maddie Goodman. Maddie Goodman over to Michaela Carpenter. Back to Hannah Wynn. Hannah Wynn to Maddie Goodman. 3 on the way. No good. In and out. But a nice rebound. Shot put up no good by Isa Contreras. And then she put another shot up and it's in.
Kind of a wild possession right there from Contreras. I thought she was going to kind of take it back out after that second offensive rebound. She decides to put it up. Great fadeaway shot.
It was a good shot for Isa Contreras. Now 7-4. Wittenberg up by 3. 5:15 left. Nice move. Taryn Cash saw the lane, drove, laid it off the glass and in. Wittenberg increases the lead to 9-4, and it's been their biggest lead. It's been 5.
Sometimes the crowd commentates better than I ever can. Just the oohs and ahs from that move from Taryn Cash says plenty.
Isa Contreras traveled, I thought, but she lost control of the ball. Ahead to Abigail Junker, but it's going to go out of bounds. Sam Wyatt into the game for Wittenberg along with Jada Malone.
Number 35,
Ava Warkaba in the lineup for Denison. Let's see, somebody else checked in for Denison. Let's see if I can see who that was.
Is it Amy Berry, number 25?
Yeah, Amy Berry, number 25. Amy Berry and Ava Warkaba in the lineup now for the Denison Big Red. Maddie Goodman with the basketball. Over to Gabby Elliott. Gabby Elliott going to put up a 3. Gabby Elliott, no good. Hit the rim, or not the rim, but the backboard. And nothing else. Delaney Williams stops her dribble. Back to Christy Kalis, open for 3. Christy Kalis, her second 3 of the quarter. And Wittenberg has opened up an 8-point lead at 12-4. Timeout, Sarah Lee, a 30-second timeout.
How about that heads-up play right there from Delaney Williams? Trying to get ahead of the defense. She doesn't. The defense is able to catch up and infiltrates the paint area. Great job by Christy Kalis being a trailer, getting to her spot on the top of the three-point arc, and Delaney being unselfish enough to be able to find her and her to hit that shot. Great start for the Tigers.
Absolutely. And again, the winner of tonight's game will travel to Greencastle, Indiana to take on the DePaul Tigers in the NCAC women's semifinals on Friday night.
DePaul is always a good matchup for any team. I mean, DePaul is a great program, especially when it comes to women's basketball.
They have a great coach, Coach Huffman, and they've really done a great job. But these Wittenberg Tigers have beat them before. Hannah Wynn with the basketball. Delaney Williams on her. Hannah Wynn to Gabby Elliott over to Maddie Goodman. Gabby Elliott with the basketball. Going to drive, put up a shot. Rejected by Christy Kalis. Ahead to Jada Malone, but too far. Jada was able to run it down. Great play. I didn't think she had a shot to run that down. Jada Malone open for three. No good. Rebound. Jade Simpson. Jade goes up and in. Jade Simpson. Offensive board. Tigers up 10. 3:45 to play, first period.
What a strong move right there from Jade Simpson. Not putting the ball on the ground for very long. Going up strong with it.
Foul on Christy Kalis. Trying to knock the ball away from Amy Berry. That's a good call. That's our first foul of the ball game. We played over 6 minutes. All right, back in the lineup now. Francesca Cilio for the Big Red. She replaces Maddie Goodman. The freshman's going to take a rest. Bounce pass in to Hannah Wynn. Hannah Wynn with the basketball. Dave Williams, Sam Monachino coming to you from Wittenberg University, Pam Evans Smith Arena. 3:28 to play, first period. Wittenberg on top 14-4. Making a move inside, putting a shot up, no good. But a foul. I think that's Ava Warkaba going to go to the line for two. The sophomore fouls on Jade Simpson.
Not a terrible foul right there from Jade, making Warkaba go and earn it at the line, but I didn't think there was a lot there, Dave. Did you?
No. That's probably a good call. Might have got her with a body. Molly Fisher now in the lineup. Another freshman for the Big Red. Warkaba off on that first free throw. Molly Fisher comes in. She's from Lake Forest, Illinois.
Oh, no, she isn't.
Yeah,
what
how about that?
She? Just like Delaney.
Yeah, she's a freshman. Second free throw on the way, up and in. So Warkaba splits a pair. Wittenberg lead at 9, 14-5. 3:15 to play, first period. Delaney Williams to Sam Wyatt. Back to Delaney Williams. Delaney tries to dish it off to Jade Simpson. Passes too high out of bounds, and that is turnover number 3 for the Tigers. Denison also has 2 turnovers. Wittenberg now with 3. Wittenberg with a 9-point lead. 3:02 left to play in the first period. Tigers with a little pressure on now. Molly Fisher in the backcourt with the basketball. Delaney Williams on her. Molly Fisher in the front court now. Molly Fisher still with the dribble. Dishes off to Gabby Elliott. Gabby Elliott throws it. Now another foul. This on Christy Kalis. She cannot afford, but that's tough. She's got to leave the lineup now.
So this is where it gets interesting for the Tigers, as we kind of talked about throughout the season, Dave. It's like it seems like sometimes when it rains, it pours when it comes to turnovers and fouls. The Tigers have played a perfect 6.5 minutes of basketball, and now turnovers and fouls kind of make you feel like Denison has a chance. If this goes in, it doesn't.
Yeah, they picked up 3 fouls now, and 2 of them on Chrissy, and long 3, no good. But the rebound comes down to Warkaba, Ava Warkaba. Pass outside, Molly Fisher. Molly Fisher over to Gabby Elliott. Bounce pass, Molly Fisher shot from the left, up and in, Molly Fisher. So 4 in a row now, and the Tiger lead, or I should say 3 in a row now. Tiger lead at 7, 14-7. 2:14 to play in the first period. Abigail Junker with the basketball. Abigail Junker makes a move. Abigail Junker, shot is partially blocked. Francesca Cilio with the basketball. Francesca Cilio to Molly Fisher. These subs have come in and done a really nice job for Denison. Francesca Cilio with the basketball to Gabby Elliott. Gabby Elliott, minute 48 to play now. An offensive foul, and I think it's on Ava Warkaba.
Great job right there from Jenna Malone, absorbing that contact and kind of inviting it, allowing for that offensive foul to be called.
Maddie Goodman back in the lineup for the Denison Big Red, replacing Gabby Elliott. Minute 47 to play. Wittenberg on top, 14-7. Dave Williams, Sam Monachino coming to you from Pam Evans Smith Arena. On this warm night, we're in the 50s. Delaney Williams, long 3, no good off the front of the rim. By the way, Lauren Legate in the lineup for the Tigers now. Pass ahead to Francesca Cilio, layup off the glass, up and in. So Denison has cut that 10-point lead down to 5, 14-9.
Well,
They've scored 5 in a row.
You mentioned it, Dave. I mean, what a great job from this bench unit coming in and kind of changing the tide, it feels like.
Sam Wyatt with the basketball. Sam Wyatt to Delaney Williams. Delaney Williams had it stolen away. But no, she got it back. But now the pass. You got to have a foul. Yeah, they're finally going to call a foul on, looks like Molly Fisher. Yeah, they had Abigail Yunker, 2 girls on her. They call a foul. It's only a second foul. Ava Warkaba is going to leave the lineup. Michaela Carpenter back in. Kylie Sloan in the lineup for the Tigers now. .61 ticks left to play in the first period. 14-9. Wittenberg has 20 seconds. Get off a shot after that foul call. Delaney Williams having trouble getting it in. Now she gets it into Lauren Legate. Lauren, shot off the glass, up and in. Lauren Legate with a bucket. The Tiger lead back at 7, 16-9.
What a pass right there from Delaney Williams, hitting Legate in stride, allowing her to maintain that position.
It's a good shot off the glass, too, by Lauren. Molly Fisher, 3-pointer on the way, no good. Rebound. Sam Wyatt's going to knock it. It almost went out of bounds, but saved to Molly Fisher. Shot off the glass, up and in. Good play by Denison to save the ball. Down to 32 seconds to play in the first period. 16-11. Wittenberg on top. Their biggest lead has been 10. They jumped out to a 5-0 lead. They've had the lead ever since. 3-pointer, Abigail Yunker from the right, in and out. Rebound, Molly Fisher. Plenty of time to get off a shot. Molly Fisher with the basketball. Molly Fisher. Over to Maddie Goodman. 4 seconds. Maddie Goodman drives in. Nice bounce pass. Easy layup up and in. Michaela Carpenter. Great assist by Maddie Goodman. And Wittenberg lead's been trimmed to 3. 16-13 after 1 period of play. Sam, your thoughts on that first period?
Dave, I didn't want to say it because I thought I was going to jinx it, and I didn't even have to say it to jinx it. I thought for the first 6.5 minutes with 3:30 left when we were up 14-4, that was the best start to a game we've had all season. But some of the problems we've had all season has also reared its ugly head there with the last 3 minutes, because what a spurt the Big Red just went on to cut this back to within 3 points. That it all started with the Tigers' mistakes. It started with the fouls. It started with turnovers. It started with not being true to your defensive fundamentals. That's something that Coach Williams Jeter and the rest of this staff is going to have to preach to these girls and get the right lineup in. You know, I mean, we saw what a great substitution from Sarah Lee to be able to get those girls in and change the tide of this game.
Well, also Wittenberg, they had the ball with 32 seconds to play in the first quarter, and excuse me, at that point, you want to run it down as far as you can. They took a shot with like 13. I mean, if you get a layup, fine. But they took a shot with 13 seconds to play, missed it, and that gave them the opportunity to come back and score. If you take that shot, it's only going to give them a couple seconds if you miss it. And not only that, Denison now has a ball to start the second period, and they can tie it with a 3.
Me and Scott were talking about the other day when we were doing the men's game against Worcester. When you have evenly matched teams, it's not those big splash plays that actually determine the game. It's all those small ones that people forget, and that is exactly what just happened there. That could lead to Denison kind of taking control of this game.
Molly Fisher with the basketball. Delaney Williams with a nice play, knock it back in the backcourt. Molly Fisher with the ball in the front court now. Delaney Williams knocks it away again. Delaney's going to get it. It's loose on the floor. Kylie Sloan with it. We're going to have a jump ball. It'll be Wittenberg possession. Delaney Williams does a great job hounding the ball handler. She did that the other day when we were here.
But how about those two going at it, considering, I mean, you know Delaney and Jenna went at it like that probably in practice back in high school. You know what I mean? I don't think Delaney would have ever assumed that that freshman girl would be standing across from her with a chance to end her college career. So Delaney's going to go out swinging.
Wittenberg 7 of 17 the first period for 41%. Denison 6 of 17. Jade Simpson has the pass go through her hand. She runs it down. Jade Simpson to Abigail Yunker. Abigail with a drive. Dishes back out to Delaney. 10 on the shot clock. Plenty of time to get a shot off. Delaney at the left elbow. Over to Abigail. Abigail's going to drive in. Dishes off. Kylie Sloan. Shot from inside the line. Kylie Sloan. 16-footer up and in. Tiger lead back at 5 at 18-13. Semi Barrar getting ready to check in the lineup for the Tigers. We know she can provide instant offense for the Tigers. Lob pass inside, and we're going to have an offensive foul, Michaela Carpenter. She knocks over Delaney Williams.
Delaney has such a way, doesn't she, to energize her team?
Well, that pass put Michaela Carpenter in a bad way. It was just too high, and she had to catch it and turn around. As soon as she turned around, Delaney was there already. Molly Fisher going to leave. Hannah Wynn back in lineup for Denison.
You know, we were talking about Semi Barrar as instant offense, Dave, and you're 100% right, but I also don't think enough gets said about Kylie Sloan.
Right.
The development she's had this year, I mean, she has, the improvement she's done even this season's very impressive.
Semi Barr, little 12-footer up and in. Well, here's the thing: you have to have Coach Jetter give her a tip of the cap, because she's got to play these girls, and she does. She's showing confidence in them. They're doing a good job. Abigail Junker just picks up, I think, her second foul. It's on the floor. It would be out of bounds.
No, I mean, it's such an interesting coaching.
By the way, that's her first. I'm sorry.
It's such an interesting coaching. You know, when you have a very senior-laden squad, how often do you play those young girls early in the season? It could lead to losses, which it actually did.
Nice steal by Abigail Junker. Almost stole it. Maddie Goodman gets it back. Over to Hannah Wynn. 8 on the shot clock. Issa Contreras in the corner. Maddie Goodman, 3 on the way. No good. Rebound, Kylie Sloan. Kylie Sloan to Delaney Williams. Delaney Williams. Over to Abigail Junker. I thought she was going to take a 3. She backs it out now. Abigail Junker going to drive, put the shot up. It's blocked out of bounds by Maddie Goodman. So Abigail's gone in a couple times, had her shot blocked. Good defense by Maddie Goodman.
Denison's defense in the half court has been very impressive today. It's when the Tigers are able to get out and run that they've had issues.
Kylie Sloan to Semi Barrar. Semi shot, 14-footer up, no good. Rebound comes down to number 4, Francesca Cilio. Up ahead to Issa Contreras. Issa back to Hannah Wynn. Hannah Wynn with the basketball. Hannah Wynn still with the dribble. 13 on the shot clock. Plenty of time to get off a shot. Hannah Wynn. Issa Contreras shot up, no good. Wild shot, hit the backboard, nothing else.
Contreras never got a solid base underneath her, Dave.
Abigail Junker, Semi Barrar. Semi's going to drive, loses control of it, gets it back. Kylie Sloan, 3 on the way. Kylie Sloan with a 3. And the Tiger lead all of a sudden back to 10, 23-13.
Led by those 2 young girls off the bench. Kylie Sloan, Semi Barrar, what a great connection those 2 just had.
So a 7-0 run to start the second period. And Delaney Williams with a steal. Delaney Williams going in. Uncontested layup up and in. Delaney Williams. 9-0 run to start the second period. Hannah Wynn with the basketball. Over to Maddie Goodman. Maddie Goodman's shot is blocked, but they're going to call a foul. Again, I think that's on Abigail Junker. Well, no, it's not on Abigail.
It's called on Jade.
Jade Simpson. Taryn Cash back in lineup for Wittenberg. Delaney Williams going to get a well-deserved rest. Lauren Legate off the bench. She's coming in for Wittenberg. Maddie Goodman's going to be the line for 2 free throws. Wittenberg up a dozen, 25-13. 6:39 to play in the first half. Dave Williams, Sam Monachino coming to you from Pam Evans Smith Arena. First free throw is no good by Maddie Goodman.
We were talking about during the break, Dave, about rotations and Coach Williams Jetter finding the right people to put in at the right times, and she definitely did that with that first lineup.
Wow, missed 2 free throws, Maddie Goodman. That second one kind of rolled in and out. Taryn Cash with the basketball. 6.5 minutes to play in the first half. Taryn Cash. Last home game of the year for the ladies. Obviously, if they win, they'll be going to take on DePaul Friday at DePaul. Semi Barrar with the basketball. 8 on the shot clock. Semi Barrar stops, pops, 18-footer, in and out. Lauren Legate tipped it, but goes right to Hannah Wynn. Hannah Wynn picks up her dribble. Out. Gabby Elliott, 3 on the way, going to be woefully short. Taryn Cash loses the ball out of bounds. Gabby Elliott put that thing up, and you could see it wasn't going to reach the rim. Amy Berry back in lineup. And now we have a 5-second violation, or is it a foul?
I think
it's called 5 seconds.
I think they called it 5 seconds.
Okay, it was funny. Maybe she was just saying Wittenberg ball. It almost looked like she made an offensive. Delaney Williams back in lineup. Abigail Junker is going to take a rest. 25-13, the Tigers with the ball in the lead. Taryn Cash with it. Yeah, Kylie Sloan's she's really picked up her game. Coach Jetter Williams, or Williams Jetter again, what a great job she has done with these young ladies off the bench. They've really, you can see their confidence has grown as years going on. Delaney Williams with the basketball. Denison now in the zone. Delaney Williams shot from the foul line, no good. Rebound comes down to Hannah Wynn. 5:33 left to play, first half. Maddie Goodman pass underneath. Michaela Carpenter is fouled and it scores.
Oh, they count it? Wow.
Yes.
I kind of thought they were going to get Lauren Legate there on the kind of wrapping of the arm, because great job gaining position right there for the Big Red down in the low paint. But
Sam Wyatt picked up the foul. Molly Fisher back in lineup for Maddie Goodman.
Number 14, Molly Fisher.
Okay, so Michaela Carpenter with a chance for an old-fashioned three-point play. Now the officials are talking. I don't know what this is all about.
Michaela Carpenter at the line for the and one.
I think they were talking maybe who the foul was on. Oh, they must call it on Lauren Legate. Got that foul. Free throw on the way, no good. So Denison not helping themselves at the foul line. 25-15, 5:20 left to play in the first half.
those are the small plays we talk about, Dave, that don't seem big in the moment, but all those points are going to matter at the end of this game.
You don't want to give up on this Denison team, though. Good team. Taryn Cash throws up a air ball short on a three.
It's interesting.
Ava Warkaba back up. This is when you miss Christy Kalis. You know, you pick up that cheap second foul, and, you know, they don't want to take a chance of getting her third foul. I mean, she could be in there. They're playing that zone, and she's such a good outside shooter.
It's also interesting when you have a player like Taryn Cash who's so good at slashing and breaking down the defense. They're going to give her those open shots. So do you take it?
Well, she was wide open, no doubt about that.
I mean, I guess you have to take it.
Now a kick on Kylie Sloan. Ball goes out of bounds to Denison. Clock goes back to 20 because she kicked it. It would have been 17. With the basketball in the corner, Hannah Wynn. Bounce pass in, David Warkaba. And a nice play by Lauren Legate to knock it away. And now a foul on Hannah Wynn. Lauren Legate with a good defensive play. Wittenberg jumped on it, and Hannah Wynn fouled Wittenberg.
The defensive strategy of Wittenberg is so interesting to me because you do risk so many fouls by the aggressive style you play, but also you really get teams out of their offensive system. So, I mean, to have them only sitting at 15 points with 4:40 left in the second quarter, like, it's working. You know what I mean? It's just so interesting. Do you risk the foul trouble?
But at least that was down low.
Absolutely.
You know, it's not like you're fouling somebody 30 feet away. Taryn Cash shot is rejected out of bounds. I think she thought she got fouled, said something official. I tell you, Denison's done a nice job. They blocked 3 or 4 shots already here in the ball game. Let's see if I blocks. If I can in here. Well, they say they only blocked 2, but I know, my goodness, at least 3. Delaney Williams with the basketball. Delaney Williams dishes off and stolen away. Delaney Williams got it right back, and they say they don't know who got it. They say it's going to be Denison basketball. Tigers turn it over again. That's turnover number 5 on the Tigers. Denison with 8. Points off turnovers. Wittenberg with 6. Denison with 2. Hannah Wynn with the basketball. 4:20 left to play in the first half. Oh, wow. They call a foul on Delaney Wynn. Well, maybe she did. Maybe she got her with a foot. Hannah Wynn went down. That's going to be team foul number 4. So next foul, Wittenberg is going to send Denison to the foul line. Hannah Wynn with the basketball. Hannah Wynn. Ava Warkaba with it. Back to Hannah Wynn. Hannah Wynn. In trouble. Gets it out. Gabby Elliott with it. 8 on the shot clock. Plenty of time to get a shot off. Nice play by Lauren Legate to knock a pass away, and then she gets a rebound. They actually had a shot there, but Ava Warkaba couldn't put it in, but it was a good play by Lauren on. Taryn Cash just lost control driving in. She had a layup, she just lost the ball.
That's something Taryn will get better at as she progresses. You know, I mean, that's happened. You want to talk about progression throughout the year. Taryn did that actually a lot more in the beginning of the season. So, I mean, you got to give her credit and, you know, the coaching staff for having the faith in her to continue to give her those ball handling responsibilities, because she has gotten so much tighter with the ball and so much more effective at finishing in the lane. She's always able to get in there.
Yeah.
But
she looked like she had an easy lap, just lost it.
No, I mean, that happens.
Yeah. Hannah Wynn with the basketball. By the way, Abigail Yunker back in for Delaney Williams. Molly Fisher with it to Hannah Wynn. Over to Gabby Elliott. Gabby Elliott going to drive. Dishes off. Three-pointer on the way. Molly Fisher, no good. Air ball, and it goes out of bounds. Give it to Wittenberg. We've seen a few air balls from both teams tonight shooting threes.
Well, that's because Wittenberg is not giving anything easy to Denison. I mean, they have to work for every single shot right now. And them sitting at just 30% from the field is pretty remarkable.
7 for 23. And they're 0 for 9 from beyond the arc. Wittenberg 3 for 11. Taryn Cash with the basketball to Abigail Yunker. Abigail's going to back it out. Abigail makes a move in the lane, goes up for a shot, no good, but she's fouled. She's going to go to the line for two.
That was a busted play right there from Abigail Yunker. But the fact that she is, sly enough to kind of force contact by going kind of under with her arms, knowing they were going for the shot block. Very smart play by the senior.
And let's give Denison really bailed her out with that foul.
No, absolutely.
Abigail Yunker free throw, no good. Boy, you don't see Abigail miss too many. Jada Malone back in lineup for Wittenberg. Semi Berard's out there. Lauren Legate, Kylie Sloan, and Abigail Yunker. Abigail Yunker, second free throw up and in. So Wittenberg lead at 26-15. We've got Maddie Goodman out there, Molly Fisher. Looks like Amy Berry. Yeah, Michaela Carpenter. Now we have a double dribble. Michaela Carpenter, Maddie Goodman, Amy Berry, Molly Fisher, and Francesca Cilio out there for Denison. 2:35, so a costly turnover there. Double dribble. That's turnover number 10 for Denison.
I mean, you have got to give Wittenberg's defense so much credit, Dave, because if my math is correct, they have scored 2 points.
Yes,
in the second quarter, which is pretty remarkable.
Wittenberg has a total of 10 points this period. 10-2. Jada Malone with the basketball. Out Semi Brar open for three on the way. Semi Brar no good, but Lauren Legate with a nice rebound. Positioned herself very nicely. Got that offensive board. 2 minutes. Lauren Legate with the basketball. Out. Abigail Yunker, three on the way. Count it! Abigail Yunker with a three. Her first three of the ball game, and Wittenberg lead at 14.
The Tigers have been best in the half-court situation today when Denison just breaks down defensively and leaves a gap wide open on the arc, and they've been taking advantage of it. Francesca
Cilio with the basketball. Almost tied up. Battle ball's loose. We should have a jump ball. I think it's Denison possession. It is Denison possession, but a good job by the Tigers. That just puts the arrow in their favor now next time.
No, absolutely. I mean, we always talk about referees doing a good job officiating what it is a good job look like. These refs are letting them play today. A lot of physical play out there on the court. It's important that as the game goes on, and if Denison starts giving it to Wittenberg, or in the second half, if Wittenberg continues the defense they're playing, that they don't, they just got to stay consistent. But I think they've called a really good game so far.
Isa Contreras back in the lineup for Denison. Oh, yeah, they've done a nice job. Three-pointer on the way, Maddie Goodman, in and out. Jada Malone, that shot looked like it was going down, so some bad fortune there. Jada Malone shot no good, short off the rim. A little out of control on Jada that time because nobody was there for any rebounds. It was her against four Denison players, basically. Molly Fisher with the basketball. Semi Barrar on her. Bounce pass inside. Shot put up, in and out by Michaela Carpenter. That one looked like it was going in.
Sometimes you just get a really unlucky rim, and it seems like Denison is dealing with that right now. No give whatsoever.
Yeah, they've had a couple shots looked like they're going in, just fell out. Jada Malone shot up and in off the glass. Nice move, Jada, her first bucket of the game. And the Wittenberg lead is 31-15. They have more than doubled it now. Jada Malone with a steal. Jada Malone going in for the uncontested layup. Up and in. All of a sudden, Wittenberg with an 18-point lead, 33-15. And it's been 17-2 this period for the Tigers.
All starting on that defensive side of the ball with all those turnovers, Dave. I mean, what an impressive quarter.
Maddie Goodman. Bounce pass stolen away by Kylie Sloan. 10 seconds play and a half. Kylie Sloan to Lauren Legate. Layup. Oh, no good off the rim. Good try. Maddie Goodman's going to get a shot off from midcourt. No good. Your score at the end of the first half of play. The Wittenberg Tigers 33. The Denison Big Red 15. Count them, Sam. 17-2 that period for the Wittenberg Tigers.
You know, Dave, I was saying at the beginning of the first quarter, I was like, this is the best quarter I have seen the Tigers play all year, and it came in the playoffs. How great is that? And then Denison went on that run. Well, I can sincerely say that second quarter was the best quarter we've seen all season.
All right, let's take a look at the individual scoring. Then we're going to take a break, and we'll come back with a couple minutes for start second half. We'll go over the team numbers. Scoring in the first half for Denison, Ava Wakaba had 1 point. Maddie Goodman, Anissa Contreras, and Francesca Cilio with 2 each, and 4 points each for Michaela Carpenter and Molly Fisher. For the Tigers, 2 points each for Lauren Legate, Simi Berard, Jade Simpson, Delaney Williams, and Taryn Cash. 4 points for Jada Malone. 5 points for Kylie Sloan. 6 points for Christy Kalis, and she had to sit out much of that first half because of 2 fouls, and Abigail Junker leads the way with 8. So once again, here at the break, Wittenberg on top 33-15. We're going to take a break. We'll be back in about 12 and a half minutes, and we'll give you all the team numbers. Again, Dave Williams, Sam Monachino from Paramount Smith Arena on the campus of Wittenberg University. Tigers up big at the half, 33-15. back here to Pam Evans Smith Arena, where Wittenberg leads 33-15 at halftime. Let's take a look at the team numbers, Sam. Now listen to this. Wittenberg 14 of 33, 42% from the field. Denison 7 of 26, 27%. But this is a big one. Denison has not hit a 3 yet. They're 0 for 11. Wittenberg 4 of 13 for 31%. So that's 4 threes against none. Wittenberg 1 of 2 from the foul line. But Denison's been foul line 5 times. They've only hit 1. And then here's another big stat. Turnovers 12 on Denison, 6 on Wittenberg. But points off turnovers, Denison with 2, Wittenberg with 12.
I mean, you just got to give the defensive pressure that the Tigers have been putting on this Denison Big Red offense. I mean, it's suffocating right now, Dave, and it's almost impossible to get a clean shot off. And they're having to force up those three-point shots. It doesn't surprise me at all that they're shooting a bad percent. I mean, 0% is as bad as you can get. But, like, the defense is so hounding within the arc that you have to settle for those outside shots, and those are already some of the most unlikely shots to go in just due to the distance. I expect Denison to try and do more off-ball movement, but, I mean, the 18-point deficit that they find themselves in might be really hard to overcome, especially if the Tigers continue to play the defense that they've been playing.
Well, especially if they can. I mean, they've got to shoot better than that if they want to get back in the ball game. Rebounds 17 each for both teams, but Denison with 5 offensive rebounds, just 3 for Wittenberg. Assists, Wittenberg 7, Denison 4. Blocks, Denison 3, Wittenberg 2. Steals, Wittenberg 6, Denison none. Bench points, Wittenberg on top of that, 13-5. Second chance points, Denison on top of that, 6-5. Points in the paint, Wittenberg 18, Denison 12. Fast break points, Wittenberg 9, Denison 2. Biggest lead of the ball game, Denison's not led. Wittenberg's biggest lead is what they have now, 18. Best scoring run, 5 points for Denison in the first period, 9 points for Wittenberg in the second period. So we're ready to start the second half, and it's going to be Wittenberg basketball to start the second half. For Wittenberg, it's going to be, looks like their original starting 5 out there. Abigail Junker, Jada Malone. Well, wait a minute, let's see. Chrissy Kalis, Delaney Williams, Abigail Junker, Jada Malone, and Taryn Cash. And it's going to be Hannah Wynn, Francesca Cilio, Isa Contreras, Maddie Goodman, and Michaela Carpenter for Denison. Taryn Cash with a drive. Taryn Cash still with the ball. Goes up, shot, up and in, and she scores, and she's fouled. So Taryn Cash scores, and now 20-point lead. I'm sorry, Sam.
No, absolutely, Dave. Just what a move, right? I mean, what else can you say? We talked about it earlier, and Taryn Cash has this ability to get into the paint that is so rare from a guard, especially a freshman guard, to be that shifty. And that was maybe one of the best plays I've seen from her because she didn't take the first bucket. She was able to hesitate and make that and one opportunity.
Hit the old-fashioned three-point play, so the Wittenberg lead at 36-15. So since the beginning of the second period, Wittenberg is now on a 21-2 run. Or make a 22-2 run, I should say. East Contreras shot up and in. That stops the bleeding a little bit. Tiger lead 36-17. Abigail Junker with the basketball.
That was probably the best offensive set Denison's had all game because it was just very confident, very simple.
Jade Simpson over to Christy Kalis. Three-pointer top of the key. No good off the back of the rim. Rebound, Maddie Goodman. 9 minutes left to play, third period. Wittenberg up by 19. Biggest lead's been 21. Three-pointer on the way. No good. That shot was put up by Hannah Wynn. Here come the Tigers. Delaney Williams over to Christy Kalis. 3 on the way. No good. Rebound comes down. Isa Contreras.
One thing in the Big Red's favor right now is because Christy Kalis had to sit on the bench because of all that foul trouble, she's not in a rhythm. So if the Denison's able to kind of make this close, Wittenberg's best scorer will be out of rhythm.
Well, one thing, Wittenberg doesn't have to shoot quick all the time. Three-pointer up and in finally. Francesca Cilio hits the first three-pointer of the ball game for Denison. Back the other way, Abigail Junker with a layup up and in.
Great job racing out there in front of it, especially after a big shot from the Big Red. Great aggressive offense from the Tigers.
38-20, Tiger lead at 18. 8 minutes to play, third period. Francesca Cilio, Maddie Goodman with the ball, picks up her dribble. Now steal by Delaney Williams. You can see that one coming, but Delaney, I think, knocks it out of bounds. That kind of telegraphed that pass. Delaney Williams cut it off, but couldn't quite catch up to it before it went out of bounds. 7:52 to play, third period. Maddie Goodman going to inbound for the Denison Big Red. If they want to get back in the ballgame, they're going to have to need a few more of those threes drop.
Oh, no, absolutely. But, I mean, that is, you kind of have a landmark you probably want to get to. You probably want to cut it to try to get it down to 10 points, which with 7:45 left is completely doable.
Hannah Wynn shot no good. Delaney Williams with the rebound. Here come the Tigers. Over to Abigail Junker in the corner. Chris Case back to Abigail Junker. Abigail's going to drive. Put a shot up. Blocked. Another block by Denison. Maddie Goodman. Back the other way. Maddie Goodman with a drive. Maddie Goodman throws it up with the left hand. No good. Delaney Williams with a rebound. So both teams racing up and down the court right now. Jada Malone getting ready to check back in for the Tigers. Getting ready to check back in Gabby Elliott. And it looks like Ava Warkaba for Denison. Chrissy Kales with the basketball. Over to Taryn Cash. Taryn still with the dribble. 6 on the shot clock. Taryn Cash goes in, loses control of the ball, knocks it out of bounds. It'll be Denison basketball. Turnover number 7 on the Tigers. Jada Malone back in the lineup. Gabby Elliott and Ava Warkaba back in the lineup for Denison. 6:54 to play here in the third period. Wittenberg up 18. Their biggest lead has been 21. Hannah Wynn with the basketball. Hannah Wynn. And now Ava Warkaba is fouled by Jade Simpson. She puts a shot in, it's not going to count. And you're right, Sam. I think their goal would be to get it down to 10 to start the fourth period.
Well, and, like, they've had better offensive possession. Now, you're completely right. They are kind of adopting the Wittenberg run and gun, quick as possible, 7 seconds to last offense. And it's effective, but what they also have to remember is scoring is more important than shots at this point.
Ava Warkaba with the basketball. Molly, back in the lineup, Molly Fisher also in the lineup. Abigail Westmeyer for the first time today for Denison. We're having an offensive foul. Shot goes up and in, but it's not going to count.
And that's what I mean, Dave. It's like, obviously, you know, you want to put as many shots as possible. You need to get offensive looks. But if you kind of shoot yourself in the foot by throwing up wild shots or getting offensive, you know, fouls called against you, Wittenberg's in a very, they say, the catbird seat. They don't need to outdo Denison. No. They just have to match them and everything.
Nice pass to Chrissy Chaos, and she is fouled. By the way, back the other way, that was Gabrielle got the shot, but she shoved off to get it. And now Chrissy Chaos is going to go to the line for the first time tonight. Chrissy with 6 points.
This is foul number 35, Ava Warkaba.
Ava Warkaba picks up the foul. That's her third. Quickly, Michaela Carpenter getting ready to check back in for the Big Red. Chrissy Cale hits a free throw. Wittenberg's all-time leading scorer in Wittenberg women's basketball. All-time leading scorer. How about that?
It's pretty. I mean, it's historic. You
yes,
know, I mean, that's what's wild about it. You watch a historic performance every night because every night she increases that scoring total.
It's them both over 1,300 points. She now has 8. Michaela Carpenter coming back in the lineup. She's got 4 tonight. She averages 11. Wittenberg with some pressure put on. Hannah Wynn ahead to Molly Fisher. Molly Fisher out. Gabby Elliott 3 on the way off. Hit the front of the rim and knocked out of bounds by Denison. Again, when that shot went up, you could just see it wasn't going to hit. It did hit the front of the rim.
So what are they at now, Dave?
They are 1 of 14 with that
14.
one.
So, I mean, at what point do you stop?
Well, I mean, I don't know if they can stop. They're down 20 points.
It's a
40-20. They're having one of those nights where they just can't put the ball in the bucket hardly. But you know, to get in, you got to score some points, get back in the ball game. So, you know, it's a double-edged sword for them. Lauren Legate shot up and in. Lauren Legate, about 16-footer. Lauren point 3 and 4, and Wittenberg with their biggest lead now, 42-20.
How about the bench production today, Dave?
Yes. Molly Fisher over to Gabby Elliott. Gabby Elliott's got an easy layup. I mean, she has had a clear path to the bucket. They lost control of her. Christy Chaos with the basketball. Christy over to Delaney Williams. Delaney with a drive, shot off the glass, no good. Rebound comes down to Abigail Westmeyer. The Hannah Wynn. Hannah Wynn travels. She started to pass. One of the Wittenberg girls flashed in front of her. She didn't throw the ball, and their feet came off the ground.
No, I mean, great job right there from Delaney Williams with that kind of late interception of the passing lane, forcing her to hold on to the ball there. She was looking for Molly Fisher.
42-22, Wittenberg up 20 with 4:50 to play in the third period. Jada Malone with the basketball. Jada Malone with a drive. Jada Malone shot up off the glass, no good. Rebound, Michaela Carpenter. Down to Gabby Elliott. Gabby Elliott's going to stop, pop, no good. Rebound, Delaney Williams. That was about a 16-footer for Gabby Elliott. Didn't go in. Three-pointer on the way, no good by Christy Kalis. Too strong. Hannah Wynn with a rebound. 4:23. Play third period. Now we're going to have a timeout by Denison. I think they need it because these teams are going up and down the court.
Oh, no. I mean, isn't that – I mean, see, here's what's so interesting is everything that Denison does, you can view it as a positive for the Tigers, right? Okay, you want to go back and forth. Well, when you do that, you also invite more risk for turnover, right? You invite more. If you slow it down, you just take more time off the clock, and right now they're in a race against the clock just as much as they are against the score. So Wittenberg, again, in a very advantageous spot where Denison's caught in a much more precarious spot.
Hey, by the way, I had some scores here for you. DePaul beat Worcester tonight, 72-54 in the women. How about this score? Final from Oberlin, 61-59. Oberlin beats Kenyon. I mean, Oberlin's had a terrific year, and Kenyon gave them everything they could handle tonight. And the last I saw in the fourth period, Ohio Wesleyan was on top of Hiram, 44-33. So right now it looks like the top four seeds are going to hold serve. Who are you waving at? You got your fan club over there? They got the crowd
over there. Gotta love the fans.
Hey, here we go. Molly Fisher with the basketball. Molly Fisher. Nice steal by Delaney Williams. Oh, they say Delaney kicked it.
The look on Delaney's face, I think she knew that she might have kicked it.
Yeah, she didn't complain. Maddie Goodman going to inbound the basketball for the Big Red. Again, you got Maddie Goodman out there, and Molly Fisher, and Gabby Elliott, Abigail Westmeyer, and Ava Warkaba. Ava Warkaba, I'm sorry. Maddie Goodman with the basketball. Inside to Ava Warkaba, but off her hands, out of bounds. Turnover. That should be turnover number 15, I think, now for Denison. Again, Wittenberg with 14 points off turnovers. Denison has 2 off the Wittenberg 7. It's just been a tough night for Sarah Lee's team. Semi Brar back in the lineup, has the ball stolen. Maddie Goodman with the basketball. Over to Molly Fisher. Molly Fisher. And almost a pass knocked out of bounds by Taryn Cash. Sam Wyatt in the lineup, going to replace Taryn Cash, give her a break. Semi Brar's kind of changed her hair there, threw me off. That's Semi out there. Semi Brar, what a great year she's had. She's going to be a staple of this team in the next few years.
Oh, absolutely.
Ava Warkaba out to Molly Fisher. In the corner, back to Ava Warkaba. 2-point shot up and in by Abigail Westmeyer. Left-handed shot, nice shot by Abigail. 3:15 to play, Wittenberg up 18. 42-24, that's what they were up at halftime. Delaney Williams picks up her dribble. Out to Christy Kalis. Christy going to drive back to Sam Wyatt. Sam's going to drive, lose control of the ball. Stolen away by Molly Fisher. Here comes Denison. Ahead to Ava Warkaba, up and in. So it's down to a 16-point lead, 42-26, 2.5 minutes to play.
They got plenty of time to get it to that 10-point, and great job reading the situation right there by Coach Williams Jetter. I mean, you can just kind of feel it sometimes.
Yeah, that is a good timeout.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because if the Tigers go out here and score and push it back up to 18, with the way Denison's been shooting today, you can't assume it's going to be a make, and then you can come back down, push it right back to 20 points. But with the way the momentum was kind of going right there, all it took was Denison to go about 2 for 3 in the next 3 attempts, and we're staring at a whole new ball game.
Well, remember, Denison had 2 points off Wittenberg turnovers, and they have 6 because the last 2 times Wittenberg turned the ball over, they've scored. Here's the only thing, again, if you're Denison, they were down, and those girls are playing hard out there, and you can kind of see them dragging a little bit. They're really going up and down the court. And it's tough to try and battle back from that big a deficit, but those Denison girls not giving up.
Well, that's why it's so important, and I think that, you're seeing this now, why it's so important to have such a great bench to be able to rotate girls, especially when you play that fast-paced offense. I mean, Wittenberg has an entire bench unit with all 5 able to go out and, perform at a high level. It's very impressive.
Delaney Williams. Again, a 22-point lead was Wittenberg's biggest lead. They're now up by 16. Semi Brar back to Christy Kalis, over to Delaney Williams. Sam Wyatt back to Delaney. Delaney with a basketball. Over to Sam Wyatt. Sam's going to put up a 3. No good, short. .2:15 to play. Third period. Oh, they just called a foul on Christy Kalis, and didn't look like she did anything. But that's her third foul. Maddie Goodman's going to go line for 2.
15 seconds. Back in for the Tigers, number 2.
Well, it could have been that was a slow whistle, because she might have got her with the body, but when she first hit her body, they didn't call anything. Then she put the shot, and she missed it, and then they called it. So it could have just been a slow whistle. Maddie Goodman hits the free throw.
That's been a kind of a theme tonight, Dave. I don't know if you were able to watch any of the men's game. The slow whistle is so deceiving, because there were multiple times during the men's game where a foul would be called about 2 seconds after the contact occurred, and then you don't know what the foul's on.
Yeah. And that probably was a good call.
Absolutely.
I think I said it first, but the more I think of it, I think she did get her with the body. 42-28. Denison doing a nice job. They're not giving up. They've cut that 22-point lead down to 14. Delaney Williams with the basketball, 8 seconds to shoot. Delaney with a drive, and she is fouled.
Wow.
That Warkaba picked it up. I think Ava Warkaba picks up the foul. That's her 4th.
It's important to remember, Dave, especially considering we are, Wittenberg people. Denison just has the exact same story going on for them. There are seniors on their team that don't want to give up, so there's no doubt that they're still going to fight until the end. And
Jade Simpson back in the lineup for Wittenberg. Replaces Lauren Legate. Lauren's done a nice job today. Abigail Junker with a drive. Abigail kicks it out. Jade Simpson, 17-footer, no good. Rebound. Comes down to Abigail Westmeyer. Abigail Westmeyer kicks it off to Gabby Elliott. Molly Fisher with the basketball. Minute 25 to play. And boy, I tell you what, you could see that coming. Delaney Williams was all over, and she kind of bumped her.
But you got to think, look at Delaney. She's gassed. But you got to give her
She's limping a little bit, too. Taryn Cash coming back in for her.
For the amount that she's been on the floor today, for the amount of defensive pressure, she's only sitting there with 2 fouls, which you can live with going into the fourth quarter of play.
She's only got 2 points, but her game is so much more in scoring points. Abigail Westmeyer to Molly Fisher. Molly Fisher kicks it off to Maddie Goodman. Maddie Goodman in the corner. Molly Fisher, 3 on the way. Up and in. Molly Fisher, and all of a sudden the Wittenberg lead down to 11. They've cut that 22-point lead in half. Sam Wyatt inside to Abigail Junker. To Jade Simpson, out to Semi Barrar. Semi's going to drive, kick it off. Ball's knocked out of bounds. If you're Denison, you really got to be energized. You've got that 22-point lead down to 11 with, a whole quarter to play.
Oh, no, absolutely. That's exactly what we were talking about, plus. Dave. And I don't even know if it's really been bad Wittenberg. I think that it's just been really good defense from Denison, forcing Wittenberg into some not been ideal.
And she has traveled. Jade Simpson just traveled right in front of the official.
But you did mention it. Turnovers is huge.
And that's a turnover, and unforced. Nobody was guarding her. She just shuffled her feet. Issa Contreras back in lineup And Denison, if they can get this under 10, they're really going to be fired up to start the last period. Molly Fisher with a drive, stolen away by Sam Wyatt. Sam Wyatt going in for an uncontested layup. Up and in, Sam Wyatt. Big play right there. Wittenberg back up 13.
It's absolutely huge. And Sam Wyatt, kind of a quiet night, but you never know when one of these girls is going to make a play that changes the course of the game.
Molly Fisher shot up, no good. Rebound, shot up and in by Michaela Carpenter. Now Wittenberg should take the last shot of the period. Let's see if they do it. The one period, in the first period, they took a shot way too early, let them get the ball and come down and score. They're ahead 44-33. Abigail Junker starts a drive, kicks it out. Semi Brar, three on the way. No good. So your score after 3 periods of play, the Wittenberg Tigers 44, the Denison Big Red 33, and a good job that time for Denison. Again, they were down 22 points, cut the lead back down to 11.
If you do that again, it's a tie game at the end of the fourth quarter, Dave. I mean, this game is far from over. I think that I also think this is going to be a battle of attrition, to be 100% honest, because the amount of energy that has been exerted on the back and forth type play with the fast breaks has been so. I mean, I would love to see a tracker on all these girls to see how many miles they've run tonight.
Yeah, that period, Denison won 18-11, so they cut that 18-point lead down to 11. Dave Williams, Sam Monachino coming to you from Pam Evans Smith Arena. The last basketball game of this season. Next home game won't be until next November, this coming November. Wittenberg men unfortunately losing tonight 62-58 to the Denison Big Red men. And the Denison Big Red women trying to come from far behind and come home with basically a doubleheader sweep. Tigers trying to split. It's going to be Denison basketball to start the fourth period. And it's
kind of reversals on teams, though, compared to the men's game. The Tigers fell into a hole early on in the third quarter and had to battle their way back and cut it to within 1 point, and then ended up falling. Let's see if Denison can do the same thing and maybe come out on top.
Denison with the basketball. Hannah Wynn, Francesca Cilio, Gabby Elliott inside to travel. Good call. Michaela Carpenter traveled with the basketball. It is Hannah Wynn, Francesca Cilio, Isa Contreras, Gabby Elliott, Michaela Carpenter. For Tigers, Taryn Cash, Abigail Junker, Chrissy Kalis, Jade Simpson, and Semi Barar out there. Taryn Cash with the basketball. Over to Semi Barar. Semi drives, puts up a shot, right, goes in, up and in. Semi Barar, nice reverse layup. Semi now with 4 points, and a Wittenberg lead back to a baker's dozen, 46-33. Hannah Wynn with the basketball. 9:15 to play in your ball game. Hannah Wynn to Isa Contreras. Over to Gabby Elliott. Gabby Elliott going to drive. Gabby Elliott, nice bounce pass. Reverse layup up and in by Isa Contreras. What a great pass by Gabby Elliott. 46-35. Wittenberg with the basketball, 8:50 to play. Taryn Cash to Semi Barar. Over to Abigail Junker. Abigail Junker, Denison in that zone. Over to Semi Barar. Semi, over to Christy Kalis. Three-pointer right corner, up and in. Christy Kalis, she is a zone buster. And she just did it there, 49-35.
Well, no, and that's what's so great about having an offensive threat like Christy Kalis is you never know when she's going to find that rhythm.
She has 11 points. Taryn Cash just picks up a foul.
Wittenberg foul number 0, Taryn Cash. Her first.
Denison shooting up to 15 of 40 now, 38%. Wittenberg 20 of 48, 42%. Denison now 2 of 15 from beyond the arc. Wittenberg 5 of 17. Taryn Cash going to lead the lineup. Delaney Williams back in there. Still looks like she's hobbling just a bit. 8:24 left to play in our ball game. Wittenberg with a 14-point lead, 49-35.
I don't know if there's a lead that Delaney Williams wouldn't want to come back onto the floor for.
Yeah.
Whether it be a 2-point game, 14-point game, it could be a 40-point game. She wants to be out there for as many moments of these as possible.
Sarah Lee can be proud of her girls because they're definitely not giving up. They're playing hard.
Absolutely.
And the Wittenberg Tigers coach Jetter can be proud of the way her girls have played tonight. Gabby Elliott. Nice, another nice dish off and a foul again, this time on Semi Brar. Nice dish off by Gabby Elliott. That's twice she's done that. Underneath, it's not a shooting foul though.
Number 34, Semi Brar.
I think they were trying to get a shooting foul. There wasn't a shooting foul. Gabby Elliott going to inbound the basketball. Gabby Elliott to Francesca Cilio. Isa Contreras with the basketball. Over to Gabby Elliott. 8 minutes left to play in our ball game. Wittenberg up by 14. Michaela Carpenter inside puts a shot up, partially deflected out of bounds. Denison basketball. They have 7 seconds on the shot clock. Abigail Westmeyer coming back in. She gave the team some good minutes there in the third period. She's going to replace Isa Contreras. Hannah Wynn going to inbound. Hannah Wynn over to Francesca Cilio. She's going to put up a three. It's going to be short, just hit the front of the rim. And now we're going to have a jump ball. It'll be Wittenberg possession.
Good job right there from Delaney Williams. I don't know who's shorter, her or Semi Brar, but for one of the shortest girls on the court to come up with a rebound of that significance, that's all heart right there.
Denison now winning the rebounding battle 26-21.
Oh, wow, that's surprising.
They've had 6 offensive rebounds, just 3 for Wittenberg. Delaney Williams with the basketball, but the big thing is Tigers with a 14-point lead on the scoreboard. 7:32 left to play in our ball game. Abigail Junker with the basketball. 7 on the shot clock. Abigail Junker, 3, way short, out of bounds. Didn't hit anything. Maddie Goodman back in lineup for Denison. A lot of time left in this ball game. You can't go to sleep on the Big Red.
Oh, no, absolutely. I mean, we've seen them go on stretches,
yes,
even within like 3-minute spans at the end of that first quarter. So 7 minutes is still plenty of time to make this game interesting.
They had that horrible second quarter that really put them behind the 8 ball. Maddie Goodman, 3 on the way, up and in. Maddie Goodman with a 3 and the Wittenberg lead back to 11, 49-38.
You really do have to give them a lot of credit for sticking with that 3-point shot, even though...
Well, they've now hit 4, I think.
Yeah, no, I mean...
No, 3, I'm sorry.
They struggled early on, but it's just such a momentum shifter.
Pass into Semi Brar, short shot, no good, rebound. Comes down to Abigail Westmeyer. Bucket here and there under 10. Maddie Goodman. Over to Francesca Cilio. Bounce pass inside. Foul on Jade Simpson. Now Tigers don't want to put them at the foul line either. That's already the 3rd foul on Wittenberg here in the 4th period. Denison has yet to commit a foul. Taryn Cash and Jada Malone back in lineup. Lauren Legate coming back in lineup too. Jade Simpson, Abigail Junker, and Semi Brar are going to leave the lineup for the Tigers.
Number 35, Ava Wakaba.
Francesca Cilio. Maddie Goodman, another 3 on the way, no good. Rebound knocked around, Christy Kalis with it to Delaney Williams. Delaney Williams bounce pass to Taryn Cash. Taryn Cash to Jada Malone. Jada with a drive in the lane, shot, wild, no good. And the ball gets out of bounds. They say it's Denison ball. I think Jada Malone thought she might have been fouled, but no call. Kind of a wild shot.
It is. I think that the refs kind of I don't think refs reward wild shots. I think agree with the no call.
Got to be a little smarter than that when you have an 11-point lead. Just don't throw up something that wild.
Especially that early in the shot clock.
Hannah Wynn with the basketball. Hannah Wynn, bounce pass. Abigail Westmeyer. Ava Wakaba with the basketball. To Francesca Cilio, to Hannah Wynn. Maddie Goodman with the basketball. 4 on the shot clock. 3-pointer partially blocked. Shot Denison, no good. They grabbed the rebound, put it up, and it hit the bottom of the backboard. That was Maddie Goodman put it up. That was a forced 3 they had to put up because the shot clock was going down.
Great job stiffening up right there from the Wittenberg defense, not letting anything easy.
Delaney Williams with the basketball. Delaney Williams over to Taryn Cash. 5:28 to play in our ball game. 8 on the shot clock. Taryn Cash kicks it off. Jada Malone, wide open 3, left corner, no good, but she got fouled. Maddie Goodman with a foul. Might be after the shot. Let's wait and see.
After the shot.
Yeah, it's after the shot. So it's going to be Wittenberg basketball out of bounds. No free throws, but the big thing is they get 30 seconds now. Or is it 20? Should get 20, right? Because of like an offensive rebound. Or if it's a foul, did they give them a fresh 30?
That isn't it. 20 seconds. Dave,
that's what I thought. I thought it'd be 20 seconds. 5:21 left to play in our ball game. Wittenberg up by 11. They've led by as much as 22. They've led the whole way. Jumped out to 5-0 lead. They've been ahead ever since. Delaney Williams with the basketball. Delaney behind the back dribble in the lane. Tries to put a shot up. She loses it, but it's knocked out of bounds by Denison. 8 on the shot clock for the Tigers. 5:08 to play in our ball game. Some of the Tiger girls getting a nice rest right now. Delaney Williams. Got to get a shot off. 4 seconds. Delaney Williams to Chrissy Kalis. 3 on the way. No good off the front of the rim. She had to throw that one up the last second.
If that was the plan the whole time, I would have liked them to get in that pick and pop a little earlier.
Abigail Westmeyer shot no good. On the back. That was a good call. Or was that that's Ava Warkaba. Back in line, she was just fouled out. She put up a shot, missed it, went over the back. That's her 5th foul, so she's going to leave the ball game with 1 point in the ball game. 4:48 to play. Tigers with the basketball, an 11-point lead. This Denison Big Red team is they've scrapped back, and the Wittenberg Tigers hanging in there. And now Delaney Williams loses the ball. Turnover. Ahead to Maddie Goodman. 4.5 minutes to play. Maddie Goodman to Hannah Wynn. 4:25 to play. Hannah Wynn just got fouled by Lauren Legate. Bad foul. Just a terrible foul.
Are we in the bonus?
No, but it's not a good foul. You're that far away. You're trying, again, she wasn't about to shoot, and it was just not a good foul. 49-38. Now they're one foul away from going the foul line.
Got it.
Molly Fisher, nice play underneath Maddie Goodman, and she got fouled by Jada Malone. So now Maddie Goodman going to go to the line where she is 2 for 4. She has both these free throws. They're back within 9 with all kinds of time to play, 4:14.
Good news is for the Tigers, 30-second shot clocks. I think you start using as much of those as possible, Dave. What do you think?
Well, you don't want to just give you want to take good shots.
Absolutely.
You just don't want to take wild shots early. She has both free throws, so they're down within 9 now. 49-40, and Wittenberg was up 22. I think at one point it was 42-20. So since then, it's been 20-7. Lauren Legate threw it away. Tigers, another turnover. Bad turnover. Molly Fisher goes down. Nice block by Taryn Cash. All right, Tigers going to make some much-needed substitutions. Jade Simpson and Abigail Yunker back in lineup. Gabby Elliott back in lineup for Denison. That was really another tough turnover for the Tigers last time. Tigers up to 12 turnovers now. And Denison up to 8 points off turnovers. Wittenberg, however, 18 points off Denison's turnovers tonight. Maddie Goodman with the basketball to Gabby Elliott. Gabby Elliott going to put up 3. No good. Rebound, Delaney Williams. Gabby Elliott's put up a lot of threes tonight. Has yet to hit one. Jade Simpson with a shot. She is fouled by either Maddie Goodman or Molly Fisher. Molly Fisher picks it up. It's been a tough, I guess Gabby Elliott's only 0 for 3, it says here, maybe from the foul or from beyond the arc. Jade Simpson, free throw on the way. No good off the back of the rim. Tigers need to hit some of these free throws now, give themselves a little distance. 3:36 left to play. Tigers trying to hang on and get a split tonight. Denison men beat Wittenberg. She missed both free throws. So that is tough. 3-pointer here and there within 6. And there's all kinds of time to play. 3:31.
Taryn Cash,
go ahead.
Taryn Cash right now kind of performing like her mentor, Delaney Williams. After Delaney's injury, she's been kind of slower on the defensive end. Taryn really picking it up with the block on the last possession, and great quick hands right there.
Molly Fisher, way cross court to Maddie Goodman. Maddie, spin move. Maddie, nice bounce pass in and a foul on the Tigers. Michaela Carpenter going to go to the line. And that's another thing. You hate to see them score with a clock off.
No, absolutely. I mean, but great offensive set right there, getting Abigail Junker switched on to Michaela Carpenter.
And Denison, the closer they get, the more their confidence soars. Free throw on the way, up and in. Michaela Carpenter with a free throw. She now has 7 points in the ball game. Looking for point number 8. She averages 11. 49-41, Wittenberg up. Free throw on the way, no good. Rebound off Chrissy Kalis, I think.
I think.
Oh,
wow.
they're going to give it to Wittenberg. You think they'd at least call it a jump ball there, maybe?
Yeah.
I actually thought it went off Christie.
No, it did. Definitely. Again, we have the better angle.
Yeah,
so.
Wittenberg got a break there. But the officials have done a nice job tonight.
Oh, no, absolutely. And being on, see, it's so unfair for people who aren't on the court to, badmouth officials because we have the best view of the
It's a game
thing.
of angles.
Absolutely.
Now, though, they might have been better off maybe to get together and say, hey, I don't know for sure, and call a jump ball. And actually, if it would have been a jump ball, it would have been Denison ball because they have the possession arrow. Tigers up 8 with 3:15 to play. Tigers are up by 22 points at one point. And Denison's come roaring back. Denison now 3 of 18 from beyond the arc. Wittenberg 5 of 20. Remember, at one point I think Denison was like 0 for 13. Again, got to hand it, both teams are hanging in there tonight, doing a good job. Denison not giving up. Taryn Cash to Abigail Junker over to Delaney Williams. Chrissy Kalis open for 3, left corner, up and in, Chrissy Kalis. Her 4-3 of the night. 14 now for Christy, and the Tiger lead back to 11 with 2:52 to play.
I don't know if you remember when we said just don't take bad shots early in the shot clock. Well, if
that
you're
was
Christy
a good
Kalis and it's a good shot.
Yeah, she's wide open. You got to take that. Shot put up, no good. Short by Michaela Carpenter. Wittenberg with a rebound. Now, if you're Wittenberg, you don't want to throw up any crazy shots here. You want to take your time. Abigail Junker. 2:25 to play. Abigail behind the back dribble. Abigail makes a move in the lane. Wow, block. Looked like there was a lot of contact there. No call. She's got a lot of shots blocked tonight, Abigail.
Well, I mean, Denison's actually blocked a few shots.
I'm surprised they say they blocked 4. And man, they blocked more than that.
Feels like it's more. It feels like around 7.
Almost a bank in by Hannah Wynn. They could have used that one. Nice bounce pass, Chrissy Kalis by Delaney Williams, but she missed it. But Jade Simpson with a rebound. Great pass.
Well, that actually doesn't work out terribly for Wittenberg because you get to kill 20 more seconds off the clock.
Yes. Minute 45 to play in our ball game. Delaney Williams to Taryn Cash. To Abigail Junker. Abigail makes a move. Abigail throws a shot up in the lane. No good. Rebound. Hannah Wynn. Hannah Wynn over to Maddie Goodman. We're going to have a timeout with 92 ticks to play. Wittenberg holding on to an 11-point lead. Again, you got to hand it to the Denison Big Red. They have not given up, but some of their girls are dragging. They've already played hard to get back into this game.
Well, isn't that part of the issue, though?
Yeah.
Is when you have to exert so much energy to try to get back into it. That's why so many of these great comeback stories you usually don't remember because they don't end up winning the game. Exactly. No, I mean, it's pretty common, actually, when you have great comebacks that you don't actually win because you exert so much energy getting back into it, especially when you're on the road. When you're at your home and you can have kind of like the crowd behind you with the momentum. So it doesn't surprise me at all that they're starting to drag because they've realized, wow, we have exerted so much energy within the last 15 minutes to get us to this point that it feels like we don't have anything else left to give.
I've been doing the women's games now, voiced the Wittenberg women for 12 years, and these two teams have really played a lot of tremendous classic basketball games against each other. Gabby Elliott going to inbound. Isa Contreras with the basketball. Minute 25 to play. Gabby Elliott, 3 on the way short. I don't know if she has the energy to put it up. I mean, that thing was so short, it was pathetic. Chrissy Cass with a layup, a great pass by Delaney Williams. Back the other way, Michaela Carpenter with a layup. She now with 9 points in the ball game. Minute 8 to play, Wittenberg up 11.
Oh, great.
Taryn Cash, nice move, goes in for layup, has it blocked out of bounds. They say off Taryn Cash lands.
She just lost it in her left hand right there, Dave. I mean, great move. Again, like we said, she'll continue to learn from that.
East Contreras, Michaela Carpenter, shot from baseline, no good. Rebound loose. Semi Brar with the basketball. Semi Brar going in for the layup. Semi Brar throws it up, no good, but she is fouled by Gabby Elliott. I think you can put this one safely in the book now. Wittenberg with 11-point lead with 49.6 seconds to play.
I just love the aggressiveness still from Semi Brar. Coach Williams-Jeter was telling her to take it out and slow it down, and she decided to continue the fast break.
Well, she was 1-on-1, so it wasn't like she was going against 1-on-3. Semi Brar free throw up and in. 55-43, Wittenberg lead at a dozen. Looking for the Baker's dozen here if she can hit this one. Semi Brar, she does. And she is a good-looking player. Delaney Williams, I think, is going to leave. It's still limping a little bit. I tell you what, Delaney gives everything she's got every game.
No, she's a joy to watch.
All the girls do, but Delaney doesn't have to score. You know, a lot of people just look at scoring and they think, well, if they only got 2 or 3 points in them, you know, you got to look at everything: the defense, the assists, the rebounding. But Delaney Williams what a great defense she plays.
Well, you were spot on too, Dave, earlier about how she impacts the game so much without scoring. And I think she had to learn so much from her injury last season. And she kind of had to change her game. When you have a knee injury like the one she has, and she's been struggling with shoulder injuries, you need your knee, you need your legs, and you need your shoulders to score.
Okay, she's got 2 points tonight, but she's got 9 rebounds to lead both teams, and she's got, count them, 5 assists.
That's remarkable. How many steals does she have?
Doesn't have the steals.
But what I'm saying is, I guarantee you that's the 4 or 5 area too. And just pass deflections, she probably has near 5 as well.
Well, we've seen the last few games, she really makes the person bringing the ball up really work hard to get up the floor.
And if you can tire out, usually, especially in today's game, the main ball handler isn't like Delaney. They're usually a scoring threat that the team needs. Delaney being able to tire that offensive threat out early on in the game has shown so much progress for the Wittenberg defense, which then leads to success on the offensive end because they're playing more free.
And it's not like Delaney can't score, because she can score. But she means so much to team. And there, she almost had a nice steal. Now, the girls don't need to foul here. Gabby Elliott just knocked Delaney Williams over, and the ball goes out of bounds. They're mad, but it's either a charge or I guess maybe they could have called a block. I don't know.
I think they were trying to say it was out on Delaney. I think it was definitely Gabby that was the one that hit that ball last.
Well, I think they thought that Delaney fouled her. And then I think Wittenberg thought that maybe the Gabby Elliott charged, but not Gabby Elliott with a nice steal, but they missed the layup. Maddie Goodman's going to get fouled. I tell you what, Denison, for being down 13 points, 32.4 seconds play, those girls are not giving up. They are playing hard. Coach Sarah Lee's been there 33 years. What a great job she has done. In the lineup for Denison. Let's see if I find her. What I do with their roster here. It is right here. Number 30 in the lineup, Sophia Cheros. Sophia is from Orlando, Florida, a senior. So that's good. Coach Lee letting her get a little bit of playing time. Her career is coming to an end. Free throws missed. Chrissy Kalis, 56-44. They hit 1 of 2. Chrissy Kalis to Taryn Cash. I think Tigers would be just content to take a shot clock. Well, no, Taryn's going to go up and throw a shot. No good. Ball saved by Jade Simpson, but to Denison. Denison with the basketball. Three-pointer put up. No good. Rebound. Loose on the floor. Wittenberg is... Sophia Cheros knocks it out of bounds off Jade Simpson. We got half a second left to play. Wittenberg going to come away with a win today. They're going to end up with 56 points. We'll see what Denison ends up with. 49 44. The pass goes in to Hannah Wynn. She can't get a shot off. So the Wittenberg Tigers jumped off to a 5-0 lead and never lost the lead, although they were up 22 points, 42-20. And what a great job by Denison to come back and actually cut it to, I think at one point they might have cut it to 8. I know they cut it to 9, but I think they might cut it to 8. I think it was 49-41 at one point. And maybe even cut it to 7. I don't know. I'm trying to remember. But Denison did a really nice job to come back. Sarah Lee's done a great job. What a great job Tamika Williams-Jetter has done her first year here with the Wittenberg Tigers. Sam, your thoughts on the game before we go over to stats?
I think Wittenberg can now take this film and learn a lot from it, Dave. Sometimes you take game film and are like, wow, look at how well we did. Well, Denison did come back. You know what I mean? And Wittenberg's going to have to play as well as they did for those first 2.5 quarters to beat a team like DePaul. But they're also going to have to maintain that consistency throughout the entire stretch of the game and not let DePaul kind of creep their way back in if they are lucky enough to jump out to a lead like they did.
Denison will be having nightmares about their second period tonight. They were outscored 17-2.
No, I mean, that was all defensive pressure from the Tigers, and that's what they're going to need for Friday night.
All right, Denison 17 of 55 for 31%. Wittenberg 22 of 59, 37%. From beyond the arc, 3 of 21 for Denison, 14%. Wittenberg 6 of 21, 29%. Free throws, Denison 7 of 13, 54%. Wittenberg 6 of 9, 67%. Turnovers, Denison with 18, Wittenberg with 14. But listen to this, points off turnovers, Denison 9, Wittenberg 18, so he doubled them up there. Rebounding battle, it ended up being tied, 33-33. Offensive boards, Denison won that one 7-4. Assists, Wittenberg wins 12-9. Blocks, they say Denison had 5 blocks. I swear they had more than that, but 5 blocks for Denison, 3 for Wittenberg. Steals, Wittenberg with 7, Denison with 3. Bench points, Wittenberg wins 21-13. Second chance points, Denison wins 9-5. Points in the paint, Wittenberg wins that one 28-24. Fast break points, Wittenberg wins 17-7. Let's take a look at our final unofficial scoring in the ballgame. Well, no, this is official, I should say. Playing and not scoring for Denison, Sophia Cheros, Amy Berry, and Hannah Wynn. 2 points for Abigail Westmeyer and Gabby Elliott. 3 points for Ava Warkaba. 5 points for Francesca Cilio. 6 points for Isa Contreras. 7 points for Molly Fisher. Kayla Carpenter with 9. And Maddie Goodman tonight. Nice job by the freshman. She averages 9.5 points where she got her average. She finished with 10 points. For Wittenberg, 2 points tonight for Delaney Williams, Sam Wyatt, and Jade Simpson. But again, Jade Simpson, 6 rebounds. Delaney Williams, 9 rebounds, 5 assists. So they really did a great job. Lauren Legate, 4 points off the bench for the Tigers. Jada Malone, 4 points. Kylie Sloan and Taryn Cash both with 5 points. Sammy Brower with 6 points off the bench, and she's going to be a fine player for Wittenberg. And Abigail Yunker finishes her career here on the home court with 10 points tonight. Chrissy Kalis, Wittenberg's all-time leading scorer in women's basketball history. She finishes with 16 points. Hey, I want to thank A.J. Meyer for all his help this year, and all the ladies that work up here and the guys do a great job. Sam, so much. Sam Monachino, it's been great working with you. Also, Braden Carey, I want to thank Braden for all the help. And it's been my pleasure to be the voice of the Wittenberg women for the last 12 years, and it's been a lot of fun. Now, the men unfortunately lost tonight 62-58. You heard the voice of the men. Scott Lee will give you all that. Braden Carey provide the color, but Wittenberg unfortunately lose 62-58. But the ladies win tonight 56-44. They're on their way to Greencastle, Indiana to take on DePaul on Friday night. So for Sam Monachino, this is Dave Williams saying thanks so much for listening to Wittenberg Women's Basketball all year. So for the last time from Pam Evans Smith-Arena on the campus of Wittenberg University, this is Dave Williams reporting. Our final score tonight, Wittenberg 56, Denison 44. Good night, everybody.
Night, Mom and Dad.